Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress with the results of the giveaway competition of week 2. Win a chess book. But of course we're not just going to talk about the competition, we also have to play some chess. So look at this position, it's from the great composer Alexey Troitzky. When Troitzky published a problem there was also always something very beautiful going on. It was published in the Deutsche Schachzeitung in 1913. It's white to play and win. We'll go to the solution at the end of this video. But first the results of the competition. The question I asked you in competition for week 2 was, what is your favorite square on the chessboard? And I was hoping for some creative entries. And we got them. This competition is sponsored by the Mind Game Shop. And that is run by woman grandmaster Erika Siva. The link is in the description box. It would be great if you could click on it to see what they have on offer. And Erika also runs the Beste Zet, a web shop for chess books. The Beste Zet means the best move. So please have a look on those websites. The links are in the description box. A few honorable mentions from the competition. Trace Morales says, my favorite square is d4 because I used to play the king's pawn opening but switched to queen's pawn opening about 3 months ago and have raised my rating 50 points. Well done, Trace or Trace. Audrey Aponte says, my favorite square is g7 because I can hide my secret weapon, the dragon, and control the whole diagonal. Geronimo Calderon Gomez says, my favorite square in the chessboard is h7, where I usually look for the Greek gift or focus the attacks looking to weaken black's castling. Geronimo likes bishop takes h7. A few more. Aditya Panda says, my favorite square is c5 as I just love the Sicilian as it offers dynamic counterplay against e4 and has made many players regret playing e4. Vertex Cover says, I enjoyed b4, but I couldn't see c1, so it had to be b2, and that's very creative. I like that one a lot. Raven Lord says, I love the square b2 as the temptation of the pawn there has led so many black players to their doom. Yes, queen takes b2 in many openings. The poison pawn. And Maxopa23 says, my favorite square is d3 because you can put a knight on it as black and make delicious Sicilian seafood. And a few more. Lucas Menezes Barreto says, similar to a caring father who loves his children equally, I like all of the squares the same. That's beautiful. And T.Y. Smith says, E1, it's the king's square. Very nice one. Mateus Penteado says, being the light square on the right hand end, my favorite one is H1 because it taught me the very first basic rule, and from that moment I became a chess fan. Very nice, Mateus. The first rule we all learn is that the bottom right hand corner square has to be a light square. And even a few more. Breno Diego says G7 is the best square because a dragon stays there, breathing fire on the queen side and center and protects the castle. The dragon bishop. And Brandon Ward says, my favorite square is A1 because it's A1. I like that one a lot, Brandon, thank you. And Dimitris Sari says, asking what is your favorite square is such as asking a mother what is your favorite kid. I just love all of them because all of them taught me so much all these years. Very nice, Dimitris. But we have one winner, and the winner is Passenger Planet Earth. He or she says, my favorite square is the big one with 64 smaller squares in it. And that's the only right answer, of course. We love all the squares because we are all chess fans. Passenger Planet Earth, well done on winning this competition. Please send me an email to the email address that is here with your address, and I will send you your prize, which is the book Tactimania, Find the Winning Combination by Grandmaster Glenn Fleer. Lots of tactics to improve your game. Well done, Passenger Planet Earth. Congratulations. The competition will run on. We will do it for 6 weeks from October 7th till November 11th, 2017. Each Saturday a new competition sponsored by the Mind Game Shop. Look out for video number 230, which I'll publish later on Saturday, October 21st. And it's titled, Does Luck Exist in Chess? I will give you the new question for week 3 competition in that video. Back to Troitzky's problem. This is the position I gave you at the start of the video, white to play and win. Let's look at the position. Black only has a rook, and white still has a lot of material, 2 knights and 2 pawns. It shouldn't be too difficult to win, you would think. Especially that pawn on b6 looks very strong. It wants to go to b8, of course. But this pawn is doomed. And of course, if black can give his rook for the 2 pawns, then we have a theoretical draw. 2 knights against a lone king is a draw. So what can white do here? Well, let's first look at something that doesn't work, just to understand the complexity of the position. If you play a move like knight d2 check, then it's important that the king goes to d5, and then black holds a draw. You cannot go to b5, because then there is knight d6 check, with the threat of b7 and b8. And if you take that pawn, there is a nasty fork on c4. And white wins, because he still has his a pawn. Okay, so that is after knight d2 check, but king d5 holds a draw. For example, you play king d1, then black takes on a2, and you have to do something with your b pawn, so knight d8 for example, but then there is rook b2, and on the next move that pawn will disappear, and black has his draw. So knight d2 as the first move does not work. What can we do? The first move makes sense, it's knight d6 check, because we want to run with our b pawn. And now a move like king c5 does not work, because there is b7 and white wins. The next move is b8, queen. So after knight d6 we have to come up with something else with black, and black can play king d3, and we'll see in a minute why that is a good move. Then b7 as planned, there's nothing else for white to do, he has to push his b pawn, he has to make a queen, and then of course the rook cannot stop that pawn, but the rook can take on a2, threatening now rook b2, and then take that pawn with a draw. And it's hard to imagine, but promotion to a queen here does not work. b8 queen does not win the game for white. And why? Because here we have rook e2 check, king d1 only move, and then the astonishing move. Alexey Troitzky really was a genius. Rook b2. And we can see that queen takes b2 is stalemate. An amazing stalemate in the middle of the board. This knight taking these squares away. This knight taking these squares away, and the queen taking the diagonal away, and these squares. It's quite incredible. So queen takes b2 is stalemate. So we cannot take on b2. And there's also a threat of rook b1 checkmate. So we cannot just play our queen away, because then rook b1 is checkmate, and black actually wins. And there is no square for the queen to go to. For example, if you can play the queen away with a check, then all white's problems are solved, but there is no check, and this game is simply a draw. Quite incredible. So let's go back. We played knight d6 check, we played king d3, we played b7, we played rook takes a2, and now we saw that promotion to a queen only leads to a draw. Is there something else we can do? Yes, there is. We can promote to a rook. And suddenly it is white who wins. The stalemate trick doesn't work. Rook a2 check, king d1, rook b2. Well, now we can just take that rook, and it's not a stalemate, because it's a rook and not a queen on b2. So after b8 rook, it is white who wins, because rook plus 2 knights versus a lone rook is easily won. I got this position from the book Chess Curiosities from Tim Krabbe, and Tim Krabbe writes, "It is easily won, although a surprising number of strong players express some wonder at this. But if we give it to an engine, the engine just calculates and says it's +7 for white, so it's an easy win." Beautiful composition from Alexey Troitzky. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will take part in the competition for week 3, which will be launched in video number 230. Does luck exist in chess? Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel. Please leave a comment, and if you like the video, it would be great if you could share it on social media. You also may want to check out my Chess2 Progress channel. The link is in the description box, as well as the link of the sponsor, the Chess Mind Game Shop. This is Rick from Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.